Yeah, it's such a silly idea that it might even work. But I don't know what I could attach them together with. What am I saying? What about the ribbon from the funeral wreath? Come on, let's get down to work. That turned out even better than I expected. Let's see how well it holds. Oh my God, what a mess I've made. Yes, the stone moved. Although, when Reverend McCormick comes back, I know one parapsychologist who's gonna have a lot of explaining to do. Poor old woman. Oh well. That pole must have fallen off after what happened with the angel. I'll put it back in place so I don't trip. I'd rather keep it. They're the same kind of bricks lining Brian's grave. Great idea. Bring it on, Gina. Brian, if you can hear me, stay away from the wall. Hi-ya! Brian? Brian?
What, you don't know where he is?
Who are you?
The guy who sent you the text message. Banana!
Wait a minute. You're Gabbo, Brian's friend from the psychiatric hospital. What are you doing in here?
Sleeping. I didn't intend to stay in the box. I got in before the burial. I was gonna try to meet you afterwards. To find out where Basco is, but it turns out you don't know either. Improvise, Spiegelman!
Did you fall asleep inside the grave?
Narcolepsy. Let's go.
Where to?
Out. To find the only guy who can help Basco.
Weren't there some thugs by the exit?
I'll kill one guy, you take the other. How's that?
Hey, are you nuts?
Okay. Let's try to Steve McQueen. I'll need a couple of cars.
Ah, there she is, the little cow. That wait was so boring, man. What the... Banana!
Hurry up, get in!
Okay, she got away. No, we'll find her. The little slapper's dead, I swear.
Splash! I will bless you. Then I will gnash my hair teeth. Save them.
You can go to sleep. If you make a wrong turn, I'll tell you. Turn off there! There!
Is this where that friend of yours is going to save Brian is?
No, we won't get there till dawn. My stomach has feelings too, you know.
Tell me about Brian.
About Basco? How do I know? Took him a long time to get used to Happy Dale. At first he was horrified. But, not everybody's cut out for living in the nut house. It's like this. The worst part is that swine Kurgan made life real hard on him. He does that with all the rookies. But Basco stood up to him. I liked the guy. I said, we're like kindred spirits. Banana! And he was. No one can steal keys or trick an orderly or fool a nurse like he can. And at night, even though he was hard to convince, that kid had a natural-born talent for poker. And he hardly even paid attention. He'd spend the whole day thinking about his next hypnotherapy session with Dr. Bennett. I'm innocent and I'm sane, he'd always say. Soon I'll be free and get back to Gina again. 2 days ago, it was Monday. On Monday, he went totally berserk from the therapy.
Bennett wants to throw me in jail. I've got to escape.
We'll miss you.
Gabbo, you've escaped hundreds of times. You've got to help me out of here.
Pipe down, Basco. Let me think. What you need is a Clint Eastwood.
Huh?
It's an escape designed for beginners. Not very artistic, but effective.
I'm not going back to jail. Tell me what needs to be done and I'll do it.
Listen up. You go into the casino and climb through the vent for the air conditioning ducts. Right behind the cover, you'll find a map. Use it to get to the central fan. A huge tube comes out of there. Climb up one of the numbered ladders. Doesn't matter which one, but don't even think of going up number 2. Slip between the bars, and you'll reach the tower at the top of the roof. You'll see a cable that leads down to the highway, right outside the walls of Happydale. Just slide down that puppy and...
Thanks for the plan. Enjoy your stay, idiot.
Kurgan! Stop! Open up, Kurgan! Open it! Now what do? That psycho stole our plan.
Basco, the art of running away involves much more than following a plan to the T. Improvise.
But how am I supposed to get into the casino? That psycho locked the door from the inside.
Improvise, I say. And don't be dozing off. You gotta get everything ready to escape right when the clock strikes midnight. Not a minute later or a minute sooner.
Why do I have to go into the air ducts through the vent in the casino?
You can't use the air vent in the common areas, because there's always someone who can see you. The air duct vents in the rooms are so close to the cabinets that they're impossible to use. Only Munchkin Bob managed to get through one, but of course he was smaller than a shoebox. In other words, the air duct vent in the casino is the only sensible choice.
Exactly how many times have you escaped?
Figure it out. I usually do it a couple times a year, just to keep up the tradition. And then there are little perks. My stepfather's wedding. The playoffs against the Celtics. That thing with the cop, Montreal? Just imagine.
I'm gonna keep planning my escape, Gabbo.
Good for you.
See you later, Gabbo.
Okay, and you can tell me about how Bennett sold you up the river, right?
Now would be better. When I came to, after being hypnotized, Bennett was already at his desk talking on the phone.
Judge Whitley, I was just wanting to, oh, it's all settled now. Well, first thing tomorrow, I'll have the report to you. But in conclusion, he's lying. He's not mentally ill. He's completely cognizant of his acts. He belongs in a prison and should never be let out.
Nice story, Basco. Now get back to work. Banana!
Great. What can I do to get into that casino?
Cool.
Hey, Ernie.
Hold on, Basco. What was all that yelling at Kurgan about?
Nothing. We were just playing, hide and go seek.
Oh? It's hard to believe you two get along. What do you need?
What do you think about the people at Happydale?
The employees or the patients?
Employees.
Who exactly?
The doctors.
My favorite is Bennett. He's reduced people's medication, and the solitary confinement, and the rough therapy sessions. He's a hard worker.
The nurses.
Ooh, they're all hotties. Too bad some of them are such whiny hags. That new one, Miss Palmer, I won't even look her in the face. Looks like a manhole cover.
The other orderlies.
They're not bad guys, but who besides Ernie could be your favorite orderly?
Sorry, I actually wanted your opinion about one of the patients.
Which one?
Gabbo Spiegelman.
I found out that an envelope arrives at Happydale every month, and inside is a $1 million donation. There's also a letter with no signature that asks that Gabbo be treated kindly and well in exchange. That's why the guy lives like a prince. Intriguing, huh?
Jacob Kurgan.
He's bad news, Basco. Don't get anywhere near him. Even if you think you're a step ahead of him, he's already put you through the ringer, and he'd do it again in a snap.
We really shouldn't be gossiping like this.
Okay.
What are you playing?
I'm not playing. This is Elvis brain training. A real blast. Amazing for jogging the memory and increasing your knowledge about the king. I know it all, except for the ones I miss.
Do you think I'm crazy?
More or less. More than Quickle, but less than Junior. You're more at Gabbo's level, but with a little touch of Hollister, a dash of Marcello, and a bit of Mr. Nice Guy. Like a loon, Basco. Next question.
Yo, keep playing.
And winning. Shoot.
We're all up there, the insane crowd and the crew that takes care of us. Great idea, so we can all remember who everyone is, because around here, every Tom, Dick, and Harry could be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I trusted him until now. He said my case was looking good, but in the end, he was going to have me locked up in the pen. I can't figure out why she has such a grudge against me. He looks like a real thug in this one. So many extra letters, and then you just pronounce it Brownstein. They snapped this photo right when he had that nervous tick in his eye. That psycho, he's really gotten me into a huge mess. AKA Dr. Reset, for reasons which defy anyone's memory. Since he got cataracts and became half-deaf, he doesn't trust anybody, but he's so sweet. He's a nice guy, but since he thinks his face is covered in ears, he comes off as a little eccentric. Sometimes he gives me the creeps. Seriously, you can tell he hasn't had an easy time in these last few months. Ah, the great Marcelo Montes, genius and performer. He turned 102 years old today, and he's still hanging on. You'll never hear him say, okay. It's used to open the security door.
Cool.
I might as well try.
Just give it up. Cool. Aw.
Hey, Marcelo! Why, thank you very much. What is it? Oh, a flower. Is it for me? It's lovely. A wonder of nature. Thanks, Marcelo.
You're welcome, Vasco.
I'm actually lucky to have him as a roomie. Hey, one question, Marcelo. Is it true you were the first contortionist mime in the whole world?
So they say. Apparently, people like my performances quite a bit, especially the one with the imaginary box.
What did that imaginary box routine look like?
Picture this. The typical contortionist act, in which a man twists his body over into itself until it's so tiny he can fit inside of a very teeny box. Though my innovation was to do so in an imaginary box, which is much more difficult than squeezing into a real one.
Bosco detests mimes. Bosco detests contortionists. Ergo, Bosco detests contortionist mimes. Okay, I take back what I said. Let's change the subject. Hey, what's up with that rope on your pants?
I look completely ridiculous compared to the way I look with suspenders, don't I?
Sure do.
Thing is, when mine came loose yesterday, Miss Palmer almost lost an eye. But luckily, she didn't.
Yeah, talk about luck.
Well, yes! Though Miss Palmer then had the brilliant idea of burning them.
What?
With a cigarette lighter.
She burned your suspenders? But they were your prized possession. What a spiteful old hag. Have you ever thought about dressing normally instead of looking like a clown? Okay, I take back what I said. I've got to go, pal.
Okay.
That's where I hide my candy. I'll be taking these. Huh? Whoa, a knife. Where'd that come from? I can't let anyone see this. Oh, and my candy. Can't forget about that. Hey, I never noticed there was a vent for the air duct system in here too. Gabbo says the cabinet is so close to the vent that you can't squeeze through there, but why not try? Oh man, this is impossible. Someone put the cabinet so close to the air vent that getting through would be a miracle. I'd have to be Rubber Man to do this. Hey, one question, Marcelo. Could you get in the vent for the air conditioning ducts?
Through the vent? Wouldn't I love to, Basco? But I'm the great Marcelo, and I can't stoop so low as to perform such a simple magic trick. It's for my own good.
It's about your famous routine, the one with the imaginary box.
Yes?
What did that imaginary box routine look like?
I would appear on stage, climb inside an imaginary box, and after a few minutes of applause, I'd climb back out.
I don't quite get it. What was the imaginary box like?
Well, it was transparent, square, the lid open outward. It measured 3 feet on each edge.
Wait, I think I'm starting to get the idea. Yeah, I think I can picture it. It was a really small box. How did you manage to get inside?
It's obvious. Fold it up into a tiny ball.
Let's change the subject. I've got to go, pal.
Okay.
Knowing him, I'd better take this one step at a time. Let's just imagine I happen to have an imaginary box. Then could you perform your famous act?
No, because I'm not wearing any suspenders. How can I perform an act of that caliber without my suspenders? Where's the glamour?
You are so right. Well, I'll just put the box away for now, I guess. Hi, Miss Palm.
Your medication.
More pills? I had my meds today, don't you remember?
You choose.
Okay.
Swallow. Good boy, Bosco. And keep an eye on your stuff. I saw Kurgan suspiciously fumbling around with your pillow. I bet he stole your hidden candy.
Really? Okay. How cool. She fell for it. Thank goodness for the old put the pills behind the wisdom teeth technique. There's a few here, but Mr. Bookman's got all the sexiest covers. No, I spent my whole childhood reading. My eyes are tired. I go absolutely crazy over office supplies. It's better to steal the whole cookie jar than just one cookie. Nobody said anything, so I guess no one saw me take this. The shift nurse has the key. No, they're too old and brittle. I don't want to break them. These games are good old-fashioned fun. Not like those depraved video games they make nowadays, which corrupt the minds of our youth, making them fat devil worshippers. Don't play this game backwards. I'm in the middle of a great game already. Runaway, the loony bin. No, if I wanted a book, I'd grab one of my own. I have a much nicer selection. It's locked shut. Wow, love those really fat ones. All right. I'll take the blue one. One will suffice, don't you think? You can tell some people have never had one of these in their pocket before. It's like a spittoon for the drugged-up, insane crowd. No need to rummage for long. There's just a couple of little paper cups and... the birthday candles from Monty Hollister's cake. Brand new. Miss Palmer?
Scram, Bosco.
That new pill you gave me, what's it for?
Bennett's orders.
But what's it used for?
Bennett's orders, I said.
Bennett's? Oh, come on.
If it were up to me, it wouldn't be medication. So shut your trap.
I don't really care about that pill, but I do have other questions.
Well, I don't have any answers.
You shouldn't be threatening us with that taser, you know.
And you shouldn't come near me when it's in my hand, should you?
When is Miss Carrington coming back?
That's none of your business.
But she is feeling better, right?
It's none of my business.
You're just the substitute. When she comes back, you'll leave, right?
I'm your nurse, so watch your mouth.
What's your opinion? Did she fall accidentally or did she jump?
The West Wing could drive anyone bonkers.
Miss Carrington was really happy working in this wing.
As corroborated by her swan dive out the window, right?
The truth is that nobody ever wants to work in the West Wing.
Psychopaths are not usually the life of the party.
You had just started working in the South Wing. Why did you have to come here and replace Miss Carrington?
Yeah, that South Wing sure is full of peace and quiet, isn't it? What's it to you?
Oops, I forgot to ask you one little detail about Miss Carrington. Talking about Miss Carrington makes me sad. Let's change the subject.
Sure. To nothing, I propose.
Didn't you forget the whiteboard therapy hour?
It's canceled today.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
I seriously need my whiteboard therapy. I'm daffy as a duck.
You can't convince me.
Okay, I guess I can skip my whiteboard therapy for one day. Nice chatting with you. See you around.
Back to your room.